Let's talk Atlanta United, Mike Bell. First match of the season was absolutely pandemonium. And our man joins us. He's the goalie of our Atlanta United club, guys. Brad Guzan.
He's big. He's bald. He's a mother wall.
Brad
Guzan.
That first match, man, and we're going to talk about Toronto, but we just got to go back for a minute. Like, wow, right? The way to start the season?
For sure. I mean, it was pandemonium as you described it. It was crazy. It was, the atmosphere was fantastic, but to cap it off the way we did, to score the goals that we did, obviously Thiago, fantastic, two fantastic goals. You couldn't have asked for a better finish. Obviously next time I think we all would have liked those goals to come a bit sooner. But better late than never. And so to be able to come away with 3 points in the first game at home in front of 65,000 plus, it was a fantastic night.
And Brad, you've been here from the start. I mean, obviously mid-season of the start, but you've been the big part of the championship and everything else. And I thought it was interesting to hear you very demonstratively saying, last year is last year. This is a clean slate, new GM, new outlook on this team, and you feel strongly about that, don't you?
No, for sure. It's we all understand what's happened in the past is in the past, and it's our job as players, it's our job as this group of this year to change the narrative, to give the hope and the belief to the supporters, to the fans, that we can go out and compete and get back to winning ways and be a successful club and fighting for trophies. And that's our job, right? And so we understand that as players. And at the same time, we want to be compared to the here and now. And I think, this group has a fresh look to it. This group has a hunger to it that maybe we haven't seen for some time. And I think we're hungry for that success. We're hungry for that winning mentality. And, as I mentioned after the game, somebody had, one of the guys had talked about, listen, there's no reason why we all can't have the best career or the best year of our career. And if we do that, then success will follow, right? And that's what we're striving for every day is to be the best every day, whether it be in training or in games. We want to get back to those winning ways.
What did you see? Because you see it every day in training. But what did you see with Miles in his first game back? Right. I mean, he looks good. We haven't had a chance to talk with him, but what did you notice about his game as far as where he's at physically? I know both of you are working back from those injuries, and again, you look great as well. So, how do you rate that? I mean, how do you look at that? Are you completely past it, or where's it at right now? How would you state it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, whenever you have a serious long-term injury, right, the rehab process and how you get back onto the field, and then once you're on the field, like getting back into those game situations and what those feelings are like and what you're seeing and reading and how you're reacting. And, I mean, those things all happen within like a millisecond of in-game situations and in-game scenarios. And so, to see him out there doing what he does, running down strikers, running down wingers, putting blocks in, winning balls in the air. I mean, that's standard Miles, and we've come to almost take that for granted. And I think when you look at, last year a little bit, not to go back, but, to see the what he brings to the group and what he adds in terms of value on the field and what he's able to do as a defender, it's massive for us. And so, when I look at him, we have a little smile before the game. We have a hug, and we kind of say to each other, "Hey, we're back, baby." And so to have that moment with him, it's exciting. And I think we both have put that this Achilles injury behind us, and it's a matter of now sharpening our tools, sharpening our trade in terms of on the field production, and that's just going to continue to grow and get better with games.
It is Brad Guzan with us, guys. Our goalkeeper, of course, zillions of appearances for the U.S. men's national team here on the WadeFord.com hotline. We've talked about the business model that started with Darren Eales, guys like Miggy, and then eventually you move them on. And right now, I mean, it's just one game, and last year he came in with there were some issues in that locker room, and now it looks like he can have more opportunities to score. Talking about Thiago Almada, Carl talked about the amazing finish. How electric is he to watch? I mean, is he that good at practice? Is he always just amazing?
Yeah, I mean, the word I would use is silky, right? When you see him on the ball in training, his ability to get on the ball and just kind of elude defenders and one touch here, one touch there, and just get away from guys. He looks like he's not really running with the ball, that he's just gliding with the ball. And so I think when you see him do that day in and day out, it's pretty special. And then to see it come to fruition and you see it happen in a match day, the way it did happen, obviously, on the weekend, it makes it that much more magical and special. And so we know he's got the talent. We know there's a lot of eyes on him, and I think he understands that this year. But, you know, for us to have a good year going forward, he's a big piece of what we're trying to do. And so, you know, it's a good thing. You know, he's wearing the same jersey as us, and we're excited that, you know, it's going to be a big year for him going forward.
Brad Guzan joining us here on the waitforward.com hotline. Big match against Toronto. Before we get there, have you seen Yorgos Giacomakis? How does he look? Have you had a chance to see him?
I've seen him. I've spoken to him. You know, obviously he's been around the group and whatnot. The whole visa situation, you know, we understand is taking a bit of time, but all in due process. And, you know, from what he says, you know, he feels good, and feels ready to jump in with the group, when allowed. And so, you know, we're excited for him to join us and get this paperwork situation behind him and behind all of us. But, you know, we know that he, again, is going to be a big piece going forward. And, so the quicker we can get him into the group and acclimated with everybody, I think it's only going to be beneficial for all of us at the club.
How important is it this guy's got big-time experience, you know, playing in the Scottish League, and you played over in the UK? I mean, it seems like he'd be ready for MLS.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, when you speak to him and you have conversations with him, you know, he's not phased. He's not phased by the outside noise, you know, good or bad. He's hungry for goals. He's hungry for success in terms of the team and the club, and that's what you want. You especially as your striker, you want someone that's going to have that. I wouldn't say cockiness, but they have that confidence and that arrogance about themselves. And so, you know, that part's always encouraging. But like I said, we're excited to hopefully get him on the field sooner than later.
So let's talk about Toronto. What do you know? What do you expect on Saturday? Pre-game, by the way, 7 o'clock, kicks at 7:30 on Star. What do you know about them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously, you know, you watch film, you watch video. You know, they've got a few new pieces to their team. You know, they're going to be hungry for result come the weekend, especially coming off of their game, you know, last weekend and to lose the way they did. And so, you know, for us, it's going to be another challenge. You know, we're of course looking at them, but I think more so we're looking at ourselves, and we want to continue to fine tune things on our side of the ball. You know, but we know that, you know, they've got talented players, especially their attacking players. You know, their wingers. They've got good guys that are individually they have a lot of talent, right? But at the same time, you know, we know that it's about us, and we want to continue to move the needle for us and push ourselves in ways that we've been working on throughout the preseason. Being at game 2, being at home, you know, listen, we want to go out there for 3 points.
Right. I know you get your own special kit because, you know, you're the goalkeeper. You got to look different than the other guys, but maybe it's the uniform.
Of course.
We went retro, and maybe that's going to bring us some heat this year, man.
For sure. No, I think everyone's been pleased with the new tops, the new jerseys. The guys look fantastic. Obviously, myself, you know, looking good as always, right? No, it's been good, and yeah. So as long as they're bringing us goals, that's the most important thing.
Right on.
I like the post game, Brad. By the way, the one that says you're gonna piss me off.
Yeah. Brad came in hot. This ain't no 22.
Hey, come on now. No, listen, it's in those moments, you know, I think it's easy to get caught up in post-game comments and this and that. You know, like I said, it's our job as players, and we understand this. We understand the responsibility that comes with being a professional soccer player for Atlanta United, and we understand what it's about. And at the same time, we want to be talked about in the present and in the now. And, the success that we had in 18, fantastic. It was great, but that's behind us. And we got to be looking forward. We've got to be moving forward, looking forward, and that's what we want.
Great stuff, man. Good luck on Saturday. We'll be watching and cheering you guys on. Thanks for stopping by, Brad. Appreciate you as always.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a good one.
You too. Brad Guzan here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.